Hii serikali tulitafuta na shida mingi sana. Hatuwezi kubali mtu haribu. Unless watu ya Kericho mniambie tukubalie iharibiwe. Si tulitafuta na shida mingi. Huyu William Ruto walimtesa. Nimefika pale kwa nyumba alikuwa anakaa. Nimekuta ilikuwa inanyesha kama mchana. Alikuwa kila nyumba ameweka sufuria ya kutega maji. Choo zote zimevunjika. Maji imekatwa, stima imekatwa. Mtoto wa mwenyewe. Si hata yeye ni mtoto wa mama. Walimuumiza huyu rais. Mimi nilienda pale nikatoa machozi. Sikuwa najua ameumia kiasi hiyo. Sasa nikamuuliza, wewe rais, mbona uliumia namna hii na hukutuambia? Akaniambia, sasa kama ningeambia nyinyi pahali mtu amenifikisha mungenitoroka. Mungeona kama hatuwezi toboa. Sasa mimi nilikuwa nasema tuko sawa, lakini ni kweli nilikuwa nimeumizwa. Sasa hao watu walituumiza, wakaumiza rais.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MJR YouTube channel. I want you to understand something here, because there is a general misconception that President William Ruto is the most unpopular president in the history of Kenya. And from that, almost everyone want to vie for presidency because they think that William Ruto will be the easiest person to defeat in the next general election. Now, what is the public overview about 2027 against the politicians' view towards that election? But first of all, remember that one constant in politics is betrayal. The interest can shift, but betrayal is always constant to anyone, provided the interest is not served. But what you do not know is that the politicians are seeing it in this way. They see one man, Raila Gachagua, as the threat, not even the unpopularity of the president. That we've seen most President Moi was unpopular at some point. He retained the seat. Kibaki was unpopular during his second term, but he retained the seat. Now, the Ruto's unpopularity is not an issue. The issue is the person behind this agitation for change. And that is the person they are going to go for. This person, in my view, 2027, the game changer will be Raila Gachagua. So this is the man who is going to be watched by the side of President William Samoei Ruto. But before, I want to play for you some clip here for Raila Gachagua. Now, this is Raila Gachagua 2023.
Sasa walikuwa wanajaribu kuja hapo kwa rais. Juzi nimetoka nimeenda ngamo, nimeenda Italy. Wanajaribu kupitia huko, nikaitwa nikarudi haraka. Kwa sababu pale unajua kazi yangu pale ni rahisi sana. Mimi kazi yangu ni kuchunga Rais William Ruto. Na mimi sina kazi nyingine. That is my work. Nikiona mtu yoyote anaweza tatiza serikali yake, hiyo ni kazi yangu kungangana na hiyo mtu. Na huyu kitendawili historia yake ni mbaya. Ama mnataka nimkubalie? Nimkubalie akaribia rais? Sasa mimi naenda Colombia kutafuta soko ya kahawa. Alafu nipite Cuba. Lakini nimepanga. Hiyo ikulu nimeweka mitego kila kona, kila pale. Kila bahali nimeweka na niko na watu wa kunipigia simu. Wakionekana tu karibu naambiwa. Kwa sababu uwezi mtu ameharibu serikali 4 umkubalie akuje ya 5. Si ataharibu. Juzi amekuja pale KICC, nimemkaribisha vizuri. Simuliona kwa heshima, kwa sababu yeye ni mzee wetu, amekuja, tumemwalika. Sasa kuliko aende ya kwa kiti yake, anataka kuingia marais mahali wamekaa wale wamechaguliwa. Na hii mtu kuna mtu amemchagua. Sasa ile nyumba hata kipchumba huyu na...
Now, against Raila Gachagua of 2025.
Anytime I see him, I remember about betrayal, and then I'm careful about the people who come to talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't see it coming though?
I didn't see it coming until late. The guy is good. Deception, Wow.
We'll get to
I'm
that conversation.
I'm a man who has lived long. I'm not very stupid. I'm not too clever, but I'm not too stupid. I'm just here in the middle.
In between.
Yeah, I'm a graduate. I'm a political scientist, and the guy actually called me. I didn't see it coming. I believed him. Can you imagine? When I went to an arrangement with this guy without writing anything, I believed the guy because he would come here and pray for us. And there is a pastor in his house, and the guy is the one who wants to pray, you know. So he really, I've really never been taken in by somebody in my life.
Okay.
This guy is amazing, in terms of deception and conmanship. Wow, he's in a class of his own. But here I am. I'm a better person. I'm very.
Then Raila Odinga, after crafting a deal and forged friendship with President William Ruto, this is how he speaks.
Tumeweka mitego, nimeweka mitego kila mahali, hawezi kupenya, hawezi kuingia mahali yote. Simuona hiyo jamaa, simuliona mitego aina gani? Tendawili, mtego wa panya kuingia waliomo na wasiokuwemo.
Then put it there. I want to tell you the reason why I think Rigathi Gachagua will be the headache. If you look at the politicians around here, most of them revolve around the old political system, and then there are these newcomers who, like Fred Matiang'i. Fred Matiang'i has never vied for any seat, elective position, but he has served this country as a civil servant. But he is there. Then the young generation are revolving around Matiang'i's presidency. Then there's these old folks who are seeing Rigathi Gachagua as a man who have the votes, the wherewithal, and the courage to take President William Ruto head on. He have the narrative. I think I've talked about him largely in one of my videos. But now, Rigathi Gachagua brought this game of a trap, the Mutego game, which he said he's laying it for Raila Odinga not to access the State House and the president for any negotiation. But later on, before he knew, these people were talking. Remember that President William Ruto had worked with Raila Odinga before. Rigathi Gachagua have also worked with Ruto before. But Raila and Rigathi have never worked before. But Ruto have worked with both of them. He knows why he wants Raila Odinga. And he knows why he doesn't need Rigathi Gachagua. But Rigathi Gachagua knows who Raila Odinga is, having followed him and having watched his politics for over decades. But the two of them are going to rally on their political experience. And Rigathi Gachagua is going to bank on the current prevailing political circumstances in this country, where there is a large agitation for President William Ruto to be ousted out of office. The traps which Gachagua wanted to lay for Raila Odinga, and Raila Odinga played him, that is the same trap is going to be laid for him, and he is already entering that trap without him knowing. And once he entered the trap, it will be very difficult for him to salvage himself for 2027 general election. In my view, Rigathi Gachagua is the most formidable person in the opposition currently to take on President William Ruto. To me, Matiang'i, I don't see him taking all the boxes required to take on President William Ruto. Apart from his name being mentioned largely, most so on the lips of the young people, I don't see Matiang'i anywhere. But I see Rigathi Gachagua is more of a presidential candidate than Matiang'i in 2027. I only see Matiang'i beyond 2027. I don't see him now. But Rigathi Gachagua, since he have something motivating him, is a revenge. Revenge against the President William Samoei Ruto. Number two, he knows that he has the mountain. Number three, he knows that general view, most of employed people, the youths, are also upset by President William Ruto's policies on taxation and also education model and unemployment. These are the things that anger many Kenyans, even outside Mount Kenya. So these are the areas Rigathi Gachagua is banking on. And he knows that his age, his experience in public service and also in politics enables him to take on President William Samoei Ruto come 2027. But it is for that reason that William Ruto and Raila Odinga and their co-associates are going to assemble their arsenals against Rigathi Gachagua. They are not seeing this politics as you people are seeing it. They don't see the masses. No, they know that the masses can be corrupt. The masses are going to vote depending on the perception and the narrative around. But now the narrative which Rigathi Gachagua is selling is Ruto must go and one term. That is the narrative that President William Ruto is going to struggle to debunk from the mind and the hearts of many Kenya. So a trap must be laid against Rigathi Gachagua. And that trap can be laid in many ways. Number one, it can be laid in such a way that Rigathi Gachagua's camp will have the moles, within it planted by the state or by the sympathizers of President William Ruto and Raila Odinga's side. Because I know that Raila Odinga can only support Ruto or go it alone. I don't see him supporting Gachagua. But Gachagua cannot also support Raila Odinga as things stands now, because Raila Odinga had declared that he had a hand during the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. So ladies and gentlemen, let's keep our eyes on the current political situation. Going forward, we are going to demystify and also to try understand what are the new occurrences within our political cycles and new affairs as they prevail. Thank you, and may God bless you.